Kevin Durant or Kyrie Irving?
Kyrie Irving by a mile. Not even close. And here's the reason why. When you look at Kevin Durant, when Kevin Durant went to a better situation, he actually won. Kevin Durant is not known as a divisive force on a roster. Kevin Durant is the one that tore his Achilles and was out, or they would have three-peated against Toronto. I don't think anybody that knows anything about basketball believes that that Toronto Raptors squad would have beaten the Golden State Warriors with a healthy Kevin Durant. A matter of fact, even without Kevin Durant, I thought Golden State would have beaten them if Klay didn't get hurt in Game 2. Yes, he came back and ultimately played before he got hurt again in Game 6. And in that Game 6 that they ultimately lost to Toronto, Klay Thompson had 30 in the third quarter before he went down. I'm one of those guys who believes that Golden State would have beat Toronto. But having said all of that, understand something. The only thing we could look at KD and say critically is that he left Golden State. You could say, all right, he went to Golden State, but he left Golden State and left Steph Curry. Well, we leave him to join. Let him to join Kyrie. Now, Kyrie helped LeBron win a championship. Let's not forget that Kyrie is a champion. He's a champion. He's not just a great talent. He's a champion. And he showed up in the NBA Finals, not just when they won, but when they lost as well. He was averaging at least 27 in both of those series that he was healthy enough to play. In one in the loss, one in the win against Golden State. The first round, JJ obviously got hurt, and Kevin Love went down. What I'm saying to you is this. Think about Kyrie Irving for a second. You leave LeBron James. You go to Boston. You look the fans in the face in Boston and tell them that you'll stay, all right, if you'll have me. And then you up and leave. And oh, by the way, they went to the Eastern Conference Finals without you, but when you were with them, you got bounced out by Milwaukee. Then you depart and you go to Brooklyn. Kevin Durant's not there the first year. You only played 20 games. Obviously, we all know one story after another associated with his mentality and his approach and all of this other stuff came to pass. And since you've departed from LeBron James, you've won a playoff series. And that is all you have to show for your entire career We won a championship with LeBron. But outside of that, you've won one playoff series in your career. That is, to me, worse. With Kevin Durant, it was really about him being injured. He was injured, and then he came back after an 18-month hiatus and reminded the world he's still one of the greatest players on the planet. I think it's Kyrie Irving who looks worse.
Perk? Very curious.
No, go ahead, JJ.
So
no,
you're saying Kyrie looks worse for leaving Boston than Kevin Durant looks?
Well, I think it's all. I think it's his career in totality. When you look at all the things that are associated with Kyrie Irving, 90% of the time we're not even talking about basketball with Kyrie Irving. Mm-hmm. Think about the storylines come associated with Kyrie Irving. With Kevin Durant, either you're injured or you shouldn't have left Golden State. It's that simple. With Kyrie Irving, it's just a potpourri of stuff that you get into. And you look at it from that perspective. Look at how we reflect on KD compared to Kyrie. It's not even close.
Mm-hmm. Well, so I think if you're talking about it in that lens of Kyrie not playing in games that first year because Kevin Durant was hurt, Kyrie electing to not get vaccinated and missing a large chunk of this season.
Boston.
Kyrie, taking a sabbatical last year. Like, again, I get the answer there is Kyrie. If we're talking about them leaving their teams, I think the answer to that is neither looks bad and neither should look bad because we're talking about something that happened 3 years ago. And in a vacuum, yes, Golden State Warriors are back in the finals. Boston Celtics are back in the finals. I get that. But so many things have to happen to get to that point. And whether it's Klay missing 2 seasons, Kevin Durant coming off an injury, for Boston figuring a roundabout way to get Al Horford back because you signed Kemba Walker, because you use these trade exceptions. Like, there's all these things that have to happen. There were clearly chemistry issues in Boston. But I look at this in both these guys' situations. And Perk, I'm curious to get your thoughts. I'm sure you have a more definitive answer than I do, but I really am curious to get your thoughts. As a player, and you know this as a player, when you are presented with a chance to explore free agency and you decide as a max player, you want to team up with another max guy, you want to team up with your buddy, like you should have that right and that choice to do that and basically live without regret after that.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN Plus.